Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Benchmark Radio Podcast. It is good to be here on Easter Sunday. He is risen.
He is risen indeed.
That is true. That is very true. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Easter. I know up here in Wisconsin, it's what is it? It's like 50 degrees out. It's cloudy.
Yeah, a little muggy of a day, but you know, pretty good.
If it weren't for, it's not actually that windy.
No, I got windburn.
Did you really?
Dude, bad windburn. Yeah,
A little bit of windburn going on.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well,
a little awkward. Feels, after the shower.
is it red?
You can pull this a little closer. Yeah, it gets all red and stuff.
That's not good. You never want that.
No.
Well, we've been getting
not.
a pretty good feedback on our podcast recently.
We appreciate all the support. It's real nice to have you guys as followers, listeners. We appreciate it.
We can touch on this on the end, too, if you want, but I know one of our buddies from Platteville, did you see that comment on the old Spotify?
I did.
Brecken?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Nice.
We do have to talk about, one of these episodes, we're going to talk about line dancing and that whole experience they got going on down there in Platteville, or Dubuque, more like.
Dubuque, Iowa.
But
that was fun when we went out there all the time.
That was a really good time. I remember I started, so I don't even really know why I started going. I think that I just heard about it, and it's every Wednesday night at the Dubuque County Fairgrounds. And like the first semester in college, I was kind of an introvert because I had a girlfriend at the time, and I didn't really do much. But then second semester, I started talking, and second semester, I started hanging out with Seth more.
Sure, good guy.
Good guy. And he went, and I remember he invited me, and he had the big diesel truck, and it was kind of like we were going on a date because he invited me, you know.
You're going on a date with another dude?
I was going on a date with Seth. And then, no, we went down there, and then it's a good time because they don't really do lessons, but the dances aren't that hard, I feel like. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, when I went with you, all I did was the partner dances. I didn't do the single ones. The partner ones were easier to learn.
It's really cool because there's a group called the Wisconsin Boot Kickers, and I did one with this friend of mine. We did one lesson, in like night, and you pay like $40, or no, it was $20. I think it's $20, and then you get an hour lesson and then like 4 hours of dancing, but it's at like a closed venue, so it's not as open as the Dubuque one. I like that one a lot better, to be honest with you. It's $5 entry.
Oh yeah,
they got a bar,
cheap
they got
beer,
food,
cheap beer,
and then there's all ranges of people there too. There's older,
you dancing with the one in the wheelchair or the scooter.
Well, it was fun because there's like single dances, and then you just kind of look around you, and there's like teenagers there. There's like 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Right.
A few stragglers.
It's from ages like 7 all the way to 90.
77. Yeah. Pretty close, but no, the partner dances are fun. It's like a mixer, I think they call it, where you get in a circle, and then what were they called? There was like the barn dance, I think was one of them. I don't know.
Remember that song that played? It was for a single dance, but I loved it. I could not. It goes rodeo.
I think Lauren found it.
She did?
I thought she did, but I don't think it's on anything. But yeah, there's another one where it's kind of like a swing mix where you can swirl out your partner. I remember Blake actually taught us how to do the spin
the fancy
out,
one,
the fancy one, and then we were like, oh, when we got up to a new lady, we were like, oh, spin or no spin, and they're like, what did they? And then they would be like, well, I've never done the spin before, and then we'd say, well, just hold on tight.
Yeah,
we were pretty.
No, that was fun going out there.
We were pretty
down there.
Yeah, that was really fun. It's
a bit of a drive though. It's like 3 hours from here.
Yeah, it's half an hour from Platt. It's a really good time. There's a lot of college kids that go there, but a lot of other people. Do you have any funny stories from line dancing?
No, just me and you.
Well, you slept in the back of your truck.
Oh, yeah, I slept in my truck because his futon in his dorm. First of all,
that was my roommate's futon.
Yeah, you could feel every goddamn spring in that one. But, yeah, no, it was actually pretty comfortable sleeping in my truck because I'm only 5'10". I'm not 6'3"
so you
like
slept
you.
Sideways?
Yeah, just in the front because I got one of those flip up center consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So
Make
it's a
it into a bench
3-seater.
seat?
Yeah, and then I got my little memory foam I laid down, and no, that was a
snug
good
as
sleep.
a bug in a rug.
Especially because I was just drinking a little bit, so
helped it go down easy.
Yeah, helped me sleep a little bit.
No, I remember this one time I was at line dancing, and there was this nice looking gal, and she was wearing like not a cowboy hat, but like a cross between like a cowboy hat and like a gardener's hat. You know what I mean? It's kind of like those sun hats. Sun hat, it's kind of like round. It's kind of like felty.
Yeah.
And she's blonde, and she's she's tall. She's like just a little bit shorter than me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, this is like my third time ever going, and I grew some balls, and I said I'm gonna ask her to dance. So then I went up to her and I said, hey, do you want to dance this next dance? And she's like, I'm actually 17.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying that.
And then I'm like, oh, sorry. And then I walked away. And then I went up to Seth and I went up to Ben and said, how old do you think that gal is? And they're like, 22. And then what'd you say, like 21 or something like that?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, she's 17. I'm like, what? But no, that was the other time. And then
at least she was honest.
at least she didn't lead me on. And then, well, I wouldn't be here today.
Anyway, no, you wouldn't.
But then there's this other story where there's this one gal, and I don't even know her name. She's nice. Anywhere, she was nice. She still is nice. Anyways, I was dancing with her. We were doing this, the one where you swing them out, and then I think you do it like 3 different times. So then I swung her out the first time.
My gloves swinging out.
I swung her out, and then she kind of like held back. You know what I mean? Like she kind of didn't fully extend her arms, and I'm like, okay, this is her first time. She doesn't trust me yet.
She was like, oh, Marky Boo.
I do it a second time, and I try and like whip her out there, and she still like holds back, and I'm like, that's odd. So then the third time I do it, and then I try and swing her out there, and she's still like not fully like letting go and extending her arms, and I said, oh, what did I said, what's wrong? Or I said, what? I said, is that all you got? And then she's like, what do you mean? And I said, you're not swinging all the way out. And she's like, actually, I have Leukotococcus pneumonia or something. It's like some condition, like
Mark, that is not a real thing. What you just said.
I don't remember what she said, but it's like some those people that are walking around where they got like robot arms, where they can't like fully extend their arms. You know what I mean?
No,
that's what she had, where she couldn't fully like extend her arms, and I'm like, all right, you have a good night, and then I got myself out of that situation.
It was, how like there's like 200 people in the circle, and you went around like and you touched a bunch of people different hands. It was kind of nasty, honestly. You had to wash your hands after. But
what are you talking? That just came out of nowhere.
Well, because you got me thinking. You ever get the girls that their hands are just so sweaty?
There's a couple heifers there that.
I wasn't saying that's. I was just talking about sweaty hands, but you changed.
No, there was a couple heifers there, and they had sweaty hands, and then you get like the really you just get like these weird ones.
Yeah, just weird. It's like, oof.
I don't know, but then you get like the
good looking ones.
The good looking ones are real good, and they smell good. Okay. But then,
all right.
Do you have anything else to say about that? Because I was going to say, then you get like I don't know if they're divorced. I'm just assuming, but there was some hot moms there.
Oh yeah, lots of milfs
There's
down
some
there.
tall, and they would like talk to you too.
Oh yeah,
they were like getting into it. Like,
yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, they had a couple, 2 or 3 too many.
Yeah, they were there to mingle. And
you want to get a young buck like us, huh?
Exactly. They want to tie you down.
Yeah.
Well, that was good times over there in Platteville. But so Easter season, spring, start of the summer kind of got
start of the work season.
And
getting the money up.
Exactly. You got to get ready, and for those of you who work a seasonal job, this is the kind of the end of your season off. Like I wouldn't call it off because I'm sure you guys are probably super busy, still busy. Everybody finds something to do.
Yeah.
I swear every blue collar guy it's like even if they're seasonal, you look at them in the winter and they're just as busy, if not busier, as they were.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You don't think so?
Busy drinking.
There you go. But no, you started. So what is your spring right now? But you
yeah, I actually just started a new job last Wednesday, so I've been doing it for like a week now.
What job is that?
So it's kind of like underground electric.
Okay.
But I'm just on the digging crew, so
you're on the trenching crew.
Right. We trench, make the trenches, put the plates in. If it's like, I think it's got to be 4 feet or greater, you got to put plates in.
What's a plate?
Like metal, those road plates? Those metal road plates?
So to go over the power?
No, so the trench doesn't cave in.
Oh, well, yeah, a trench box.
But we're not using trench boxes.
Oh, okay.
We're using plates, and then we have these shores that are like jacks, and you put antifreeze in them, pump them up to stabilize it, so when the electricians come in, the Sparkies,
the gay guys.
Yeah, they're getting their nails done. When they put the pipe in, they can legally be in the trench because it's all safety stuff. But
and how expensive job is that? Did you say?
It is a $2 billion project, but not just our company. I can't talk too much about it because we're not even allowed to take pictures or anything. It's for Microsoft.
I was going to say, can I say the company?
Yeah. It's for Microsoft.
So is that like just for like a data center?
Yeah, I think it's all for the cloud. I don't know. That's all I.
That's all above my
Yeah.
pay grade.
Right.
No, that's really cool. So where are you guys doing it?
We're down in Mount Pleasant, so it's about an hour drive. It's a bit of a drive. I don't know.
So what does your daily schedule look like there on the job site?
You start in the morning with stretch and flex. That's
Stretch and
always
flex.
fun. I should
really
use you as a
get-
demonstration here with the
You wanna
guys
do
on
a
the video.
demonstration?
Yeah, well, let's do a little demonstration.
And I just want to say that our last video, I know that we had some technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
yeah,
we,
we did.
we apologize for that. I know it's very ironic. Of course, as soon as the video cuts out, we're like, oh yeah, for you video watchers, you guys get a special treat. And then we show like my lighter and stuff like that. But
Yeah, we had some storage issues.
storage issue. But you know what?
Here,
We're
keep
getting
them
better.
talking. I'm gonna get up here and
I thought I was going to be the demonstration.
you don't know the stretch and flex.
I know. I thought you were going to like teach me how to do
I
it.
don't think you can learn that quick. I'll do the little demonstration. Keep them talking.
You
here.
sure you're that limber?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, so right now Ben is demonstrating the stretch and flex, and we'll see what he's got to do here. So you start off. You're wearing your PPE, of course. You got your high vis vest on. You got your bike helmet on. You got your.
Well, we're in the tent in the morning. You don't have to have PPE in the tent, but for those of you that don't know what PPE is, it's personal protective equipment. So your hard hat, your gloves, your safety glasses, your class 3 vests / jackets. But in the morning you get there, you got to be in there by 6:30. I'm there 6:18 usually.
Because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're
15
late.
minutes early is on time.
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes early is late.
Exactly.
So we're gonna start here.
So we're starting here with you got to put your hands out. So for those of you who are not watching the YouTube, his hands are out in front of him, shoulder width apart. All right, what's next? And then you lean back and you kind of do a backward lunge.
One forward.
And then you do one leg forward, and then you stick your arms behind your back, and it's supposed to like open up your core, open up your breathing pathways. And so he already looks limber already. And then you got to stick your arms out like you're picking up a box.
Oh yeah.
And then
Elbows.
and then you put your elbows. So then you extend your elbows back, your shoulders all the way back, and then your wrists back. Looks like you're doing some sort of weird mating ritual, like you're a bird. And then he's lifting up his right leg and he's moving his knee from left to right, keeping his core tight. And I'm sure that all these other guys on the job site are just extremely fit.
I am the youngest person from what I can see on that job site by about at least 4 years.
And how many people would you say have a good sized beer belly?
Roughly 70%. No. Probably like 50%. They're mostly operators.
It's a little
there.
winter weight,
No,
it
that's
gets
just
cold out there.
that's just blue collar weight
It
when
gets
you get
cold out
over
there.
30 years old.
It just gets cold. It gets cold out there, They got to keep a little winter storage.
We start with stretch and flex. We each superintendent. I like calling them Super Nintendos. I think or foremans, whatever. The leader of each company.
I'm sure they like that. I'm sure they just eat that up.
Probably not. But they tell everyone because there's like 120 guys on site right now between like.
And that's for your company or for everybody?
For everybody. Well, our company will have like 140 people on site.
Because you're
at
running
one time.
power, but then what are the other companies?
There's iron
doing?
workers out there.
Oh, because they're actually building the building.
Yeah,
You're
there's
just
two
running the
different
power
companies
there.
that have iron workers. There's Veet's out there doing water and sewer.
Oh yeah, that's the excavating company.
Yeah, I guess they're a good company to work for.
They're a really good company. We worked with them in.
Bolt is out there.
Where did we work with them? Dodgeville, Wisconsin.
Who else?
In Dodgeville, Wisconsin, we actually hit a gas line.
Yeah.
Yeah. we were in. Are you still talking? You were kind of trailing off there, so I kind of.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
We were working in Dodgeville, Wisconsin, and they were redoing the road. The city was, and then what they're doing is they're redoing the sewer, but then obviously they're redoing the road too. So they're redoing the main sewer line, but then under it there's all these duct packages for I think it was AT&T. I'm pretty sure it was AT&T, but then there's under the ground there's like the manhole covers on the road. Some of those are for the actual sewer, but then some of those are actually for communications.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean like
I've
phone.
seen AT&T.
Exactly.
They're big ones.
Oh yeah, they're
Dude,
massive.
I hate those.
So
we usually just cover them up because I guess it doesn't
In
matter.
asphalt?
Yeah. In Milwaukee.
Well, who cares? It probably people living down there.
Well, no, because I don't think the communications. I don't know. I guess they were old or something. I don't know. We covered
Yeah.
a few up before. It's kind of fun.
Anyways, there's phone manholes, and when you lift it up, it's like a regular manhole. You go down it, but then if you look north and south or whatever which way the road is going, there's probably like 6 like 4-inch wide PVC pipes that just have wires running through them. Communication. Anyways, so when they're redoing the sewer, they were going right through the middle of this duct package, so we had to get it out of the way because they were like, the slope of the sewer pipe is going right through it. So then what we had to do is we had to dig a trench in the intersection of the road, dig a whole trench right next to it, and then we had to take 6x6s and stretch it across the top of the trench, and then we had to actually lift up 3 of them and lower 3 of them, so that way the sewer could get right in between it. That we were there for a couple days at least. Anyways, long story short, there's houses all around there. It's like in the middle of town.
Sure.
And my foreman is using the Mini, and he's not the greatest foreman for hitting things. He doesn't really care. This one time we were actually just kind of by Whitewater, Wisconsin, and starts with an E. I don't remember, just north of Whitewater, Wisconsin, and
No, that's up north.
he was wearing a USIC vest. You know that's like that locator company,
Oh, with the white trucks.
Yeah, the little Colorados. He's wearing a USIC vest, and he was digging. And I'm like, it was already marked. And I said, there's a duct. There's a fiber right there. I know. And he's wearing the locator vest. He takes one scoop out. Oh, it's a colorful ruts. We got a whole colorful rut system coming, sticking right up at us. And then all he does is he says, "Oh, well, you didn't tell me that was there." Shoves a little dirt on it and says, "Well, if anybody complains, we'll dig it back up and fix it."
Oh, wow.
But anyways, so he doesn't have the greatest track record. So we're digging next to this house, right? And there's a 4-inch main high-pressure gas line that we're following, and we can see it. It's dug out. I'm sitting there standing in the trench, with a shovel. I'm his spotter, watching the gas line. And there's a gas service coming off of it going to this house. And we can see the service, but we don't see where it connects to the main. And he's digging, and he was digging with the bottom of the bucket, the bell of the bucket.
Sure.
And he was just kind of scraping across it, not even with the teeth. He hits where the service connects to the main. It popped off. I think it was like 120 psi of pressure coming out of that thing. So I'm in the trench. The trench is 5 foot deep. We don't have trench boxes. I run. The trench is probably 20 feet long. We're on the one end of the trench. I sprint like a jackrabbit to the other side of the trench. And we do have a ladder in there. I jump out of the trench. I run all the way down the road. And then like 5 minutes later, the fire department comes. We have to turn off all the equipment, so that it doesn't blow up or start a spark.
Jeez, that would not fly in my job.
Exactly. We had to turn off the Mini was right there. We had a dump truck right there. We had another service truck. We turned that all off, and then we waited around, and then the fire department came, and then we were getting double time at that point because it was an emergency call, an emergency that we created.
That's funny. Do you guys have those gas sensors to regulate? It's I don't know. I see them, but we have to have them in the trench to see it picks up like what you're breathing in.
No, we don't. We don't do anything like that. We don't even wear hard hats. Yeah. We don't have hard hats. We're supposed to wear class 3 if we're on a state highway. We cut off the sleeves on those. We're very off the.
Yeah, Stark was
DOT inspections are not those people things. Every day I would drive something that I don't have a CDL. I'd pull the Mini behind an overloaded dump truck. You know what I mean?
That's illegal because
I know.
Not because of weight, because of it's a company, right? Is that why
it's
it is?
The company.
Because if it's personal use, it's different.
Yeah, for the company, but yeah. Anyways, that's what we hit. But yeah, what were you talking? You were talking about stretching, and then you got all the different companies there, and
yeah, there's going to be 140, I think, employees just from the company I work for.
Yeah. So you're saying your daily routine. So you start off with the stretch and flex.
We get in the stretch and flex. We have our morning meeting. We scan in with a QR code.
Where do you, at the tent?
No, for our foreman. Yeah, we're still in the tent. We're getting our hard
Why do you have
hats
to scan in?
Because we have
Is
to
that how to clock in?
Yes and no. It's debriefed. It's like we're getting briefed. They're maybe
it's for legal reasons.
Yeah,
so
we're getting permission
there.
To be on the job.
Do you think that any of these special sign-ins or securities are because of Microsoft, or do you think it's all just the company?
There's another company. I don't want to name the companies that I work for or
Yeah.
anything like that. But no, there's another company that's like there that's like the second biggest, not including Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft is obviously it's their job, but the other company, they're like the safety guys, and
Okay.
they have like actual safety guys that go around on those buggies, UTVs,
Yeah.
and just like watch and shit. It's weird.
That would be a job.
They have drones.
To watch safety, or just to.
There's drones that watch people. There's
Do they have
cameras set up.
I was gonna ask if
They have
had
cameras set up with like like a trailer, and they have cameras up. It's weird, dude.
That's probably got to be for Microsoft because they probably got to cover their asses. if-
Right? Yeah, I know. I
anything
understand
goes
how.
wrong.
I understand. It's a big job. It's
Yeah.
a lot of money sitting in there. I mean, there's probably $100 million just in equipment between everybody.
That's. You said you just got a whole bunch of new.
Yeah, we just
equipment.
got 4 new 350 excavators, John Deere's.
John Deere's. Yeah.
And then 2 haul trucks, 3 wheel loaders, 4 wheel loaders.
Jesus.
All brand new.
Holy shit.
There's still plastic in some of the excavators. They haven't even
Oh, I
used
bet they
them yet.
probably got the little
Plastic,
foot mats too.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's
That's nuts. No, I know this. I was
tough.
in high school. I went down to Atlanta, Georgia, for a carpentry competition, and we toured an actual Facebook. It's like a data center for Facebook, and it was probably this. It was like farther along, but it's like a whole compound. It's probably similar to what Microsoft has, but there was like 6 of these buildings, and they look like H's from the sky, and you got the server rooms on each side, and it's all just servers. And they have to be so temperature controlled.
Right.
Like the HVAC in there is nuts, and they got to run all the power. And then like I heard that Facebook actually paid these artists to do murals on the concrete walls so that it looks cool, whatever. And the artists were like, we got to work like they were the artists were telling the construction workers what conditions they needed to work in, and Facebook like gave these artists like top clearance or whatever because they wanted like these artists like these construction workers are here and they're doing it and they're
Right.
like hot and sweaty and you know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
and
I
then
get
here
it.
come in these artists who are just painting crap on the walls, which is cool, but it's not anything like major, and the
Yeah.
construction workers got to like make sure it's the right temperature for them and make sure they got water and like treat them like royalty. But yeah, no, my uncle and he works in Salt Lake City. He was a welder, and right now he's like more of in a management position. But he's worked on a bunch
Okay.
of those Facebook jobs where they do like the data centers, and he said that they're just the amount of money that goes in there. I remember Facebook paid to put a concrete sidewalk in with misters because it was so hot, and TVs so that they could walk from the parking lot to the job site which is like maybe a quarter mile, so that they could walk with misters and like TVs with the news on it. And
That's
then
crazy.
Facebook would like bring in food trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah. One of the companies on the job that's like the safety company,
Yeah.
they're paying for the road, the intersection to be widened
Mm-hmm.
because to make it easier for the trucks to get in and out.
Yeah.
And they just redid this road.
It's just crazy how much money goes into it just for. But I mean, I guess it's got to be worth it.
Right.
Like they're obviously spending the money because they know it's probably going to save them more money, obviously,
Right. It's just,
than to deal with the headache.
yeah.
But it just makes you think how much money is going around and like what is Microsoft ultimately doing with all this? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a whole-
AI.
yeah, that's a whole conspiracy theory right there. If you think about it, I saw a post the other day on Instagram where it's like in the last like 3,000 years, you go from like the Roman chariots to like the 1800s. How long of a time frame would you say that is? Probably a couple thousand. But like from the Roman chariots to like the
2,000 years.
1800s, they were using basically the same technology. You know, like Roman chariots, they had wheels and horses.
And then
18
the Industrial
1800s?
Revolution happened.
1800s, they were still using buggies and horses. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then in the span of 200 years, from like the 1800s to the 2000s, we got spaceships. We got, you know what I mean? It's like
Look
it's
at the
crazy.
span from 1980 to 2020.
Yeah.
4 or whatever. Just in those 40 years.
It's just crazy
Just
to
in
think
10 years,
about.
like when the first iPhone came out, dude.
Yeah.
Now look what we got. And this isn't even this is 2 years old. It's a 13.
It's just crazy to think
Yeah.
about. Like you look outside at nature and say, how could we have this from just this?
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
No, I got it. Yeah.
It puts everything in perspective. But
It really does.
you know, it's a good Easter. This is actually my Easter outfit today. This isn't my shirt.
Well,
This
Texas.
is actually my boss's shirt. But
What did Mark, you got something to say now? You're wearing your boss's clothes?
He's the same. Well, I'm actually a little bit bigger than him. I'm a little bit more
Or
muscular.
more husky.
Muscular. But I tried to find this shirt online. It's like a American Eagle like denim something or other. They don't make
Why
it
are you
anymore.
wearing American Eagle, Mark?
Look at how cool this shirt
I'm trying
looks.
to
This
pull
shirt
up
looks
our,
really cool. It's like washed denim. It's got like different fades in it. I think this is a really cool shirt. But
I'm
But yeah,
looking
no.
for our
for our notes.
for our outro, our little jingle.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's keep your ears open and your flies closed, right? That's it.
That's not our jingle.
It should be.
Here's another one.
You gonna say it or
The beat. You got to do the beat. Do you
what?
remember?
It's like.
Nope. No. Oh, yeah.
We actually got to get somebody to
Here.
do this for us.
Ding, 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 ding,
All right,
ding,
you got to
ding.
say it.
Yeah,
All right, I got it.
it.
All right,
Practice this
You ready?
before we apologize.
No, that's all right. This is live practice.
Out here in Wisconsin, where it is the best. In our neck of the woods, we find it better than the rest. Southeastern Wisconsin, come and join the show on the Benchmark Podcast Radio.
There we go.
I don't think that's the finalized one. I don't know. We're just trying to throw it out there. I think
We
this
both
one.
of us kind of. I don't want to say we play guitar, but we know how to play a guitar.
I'm not very good. I can only do an E minor and a G, a cheated G. But I know like 5 songs that like what do you pick songs? I call them tabs.
I'm more of like a campfire player at
Yeah.
best. You know what I mean? Like I can.
Maybe we'll pull it out
Strum.
next episode.
Oh boy, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
we could like create an outro. We'll just gotta
I
find.
can't. I'm not gonna lie.
We just
know.
gotta find the time for that. But thank you very much for joining us here on the Benchmark
We
Radio.
appreciate
podcast.
it.
We appreciate the listens. And actually, if you like, every time that somebody like does a new comment on Spotify or answers the polls or like YouTube
Yeah,
comments,
we'll put
we've-
up a poll. We'll figure. I don't know. What do you want to do for a poll?
I don't know, what did we talk about?
A lot of different
Easter.
stuff.
We talked about your job, line dancing. Oh, have you ever been line dancing or not? Maybe.
I guess that's more of a question.
And do you have line dancing in your area? That is more of a question. But anyways, long story short, we do appreciate all the feedback and we read it. I know we've gotten a good amount of comments on YouTube too.
Yeah. We
That's kind of blowing up a little bit.
we're trying to answer every comment we can.
We're also trying to get guests. There's a couple people that have said that they got good things to talk about.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna
we're
get
gonna-
some guests
gonna
shortly.
Some guests on here.
Hopefully, in the next few episodes, we'll get a guest on. You know.
kind of liven things up. And don't worry, we still got our Karuba drinks here.
Yeah, we got a
We're
little
still-
stage there. We got.
We're
some,
still supporting the good old Quick Trip, and we're supporting the good old local Costco. You know, we got some.
not
we got
sponsored.
Some waters. Not sponsored by anybody. And all right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, and as they say at Quick Trip, see you next time.
We'll see you next time. All right. Bye bye.